branch of government is the most important? Is it the federal government, state government, or your local government? It's a good question. Okay guys, I'm going to revisit my question that I asked you earlier, and I mistakenly said branches of government. We're going to get to that in a little bit, but my question is, which level of government do you think is the most important to you and to your family? So what I mean by that is, which level of government, the federal, the state, or your local government, which level of government do you think affects you the most? Which one do you think is more important? Okay, remember, going back through, our federal government is responsible for our entire nation, for the United States. Anything that involves our entire nation, that they're making the decisions for the United States of America, all 50 states. Our state governments, there are 50 of them, obviously, because there are 50 states. Our state government, which is Maryland, really makes the decisions for just our state. Anything that is involved in the roads, the state roads, anything that's involved with education. If you've been noticing, it's kind of a good example of what's going on with our state government right now. Schools are closed because our state superintendent, Dr. Salmon, has decided that schools are going to be closed in Maryland. So that is, public schools are ruled or governed by the state government. We don't have, Donald Trump at the federal level did not choose that. Dr. Salmon and our Governor Hogan at the state level chose to close our school system down. Okay. They can also choose to open it up whenever they feel as though it is good to open it up. Now, moving on down the level, we're getting smaller now. Now we also have local governments. Charles County, our county has a government. The things that Charles County is responsible for, there are county roads. We have county libraries. We do have a county board of education that breaks it down into, our county is a smaller part of the state board of education. So our county is a small local government. There are county commissioners. There's nobody there's one commissioner that's the head commissioner, I believe, but there's no one person. There's not like a president of our Charles County. Now, we can even go into smaller governments than that. The town I live in La Plata. La Plata has its own government. We have a La Plata Police Department. We have a mayor. Okay, we have town officials. We have people that make decisions. I pay my water bill, my water bill, trash bill, and sewer bill. All come every 3 months, and I pay them to the town of La Plata. That's another government. You can even go smaller than that. Some of you may live in a neighborhood with a neighborhood association. That is a type of government. So whenever we use the term government, we are talking about a group of people or people that make laws, determine whether things are fair, make sure people aren't just going about the day doing wrong to other people, and usually the laws are for the good of everybody. All right, guys, we're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna play a little bit of trivia. One of the things that you have to understand is no matter what, government is always around us. It surrounds us all the time. It's actually kind of crazy how around us they are. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come out in the rain. At the end of my driveway, mailbox. Yep, there's mail in there, look at that. Huh, this mail was brought to us by a mail carrier. What part of the government do you think a mail carrier is part of? What level of government? Do you think it's federal? Do you think it's state? Or do you think it's local? Also, we have this. That is the license plate on my truck. That was my chickens. So as I come outside, I'll put my wallet open because some of the things that are in my wallet. Huh, look at this. I wonder where that is. There might be some hints on there to tell you what level of government issued my driver's license. It's very interesting. Oh, I have another form of government in here. I'm so rich. This $1 bill right here. Okay, I'm gonna put it down here. What level of government do you think issued this money? Oh, there's a big hint right there. That the federal word, and then it says the United States of America. Well, so like I was saying, there are forms of government everywhere. The first form that I showed you outside, we were talking about the mail. Well, mail is brought to us by the United States Postal Service. So whenever something has the United States in their name, that means it's the federal government, okay? Federal means United States, okay? Now, the next thing I showed you was the license plate on my truck. That license plate had a clue on it. It had the name of our state, yes. License plates are issued by the state government. So that's another form of our government. I'm sorry, another level of our government. Now, the next thing I showed you was my driver's license. I'll show it to you again. Once again, it has a very important word right there. Maryland, yes. Maryland government issues driver's license. Okay. And then, last but not least, I showed you a dollar bill. All over the dollar bill it says the United States of America. It says Federal Reserve Note. It's kind of funny when you think about money and you think about all it really is a piece of paper. Guess what, guys? I'm going to throw two pieces of paper down on this piece of wood right here and explain to you that these two pieces of paper cost the exact same amount of money to make. Check this out. One just happens to be worth $50 and one just happens to be worth $1. Kind of crazy that they are both made on the same size paper and the same amount of paper, probably with the same amount of ink. Yet one is worth $49 more than the other one. Money's a weird thing. But money is issued by our federal government. Let me ask you a question. What do you think would happen? This question is pretty important. What do you think would happen if you decided to try to actually make fake money? It's called counterfeit money. What would happen if you got caught? Who would come after you? Would Charles County police officers come after you? Nope. Would Maryland state police officers come after you? Nope. Would members of our federal government come after you? Yes. Okay, so our nation, the United States government, would come after you. Matter of fact, who's in charge of counterfeit money, whenever you make counterfeit money, is the president's Secret Service. And probably the FBI would be involved too. I know many of you have heard of the FBI. That's the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Okay, so federal, once again, remember, means our entire nation. Now, I did not give us an example of local government. You know what? I have an example. Watch this. Back out into my garage. Oh, look what I found. I found an example of our town government right here. Yes, the town of La Plata is responsible for our trash and our recycling pickup. So we pay them money and they come out and they take care of that. So that's part of our local town. Also, looking out here, we have a street out by the mailbox, way out there. That is also, whenever it needs to be repaved, it's repaved by the town of La Plata since we are in the town. So these are all, I mean, everything, the signs. I'll walk all the way out here. Okay. Signs aren't cheap. There's a stop sign over there. There's a lamp post right there. It lights up at night. All these things are taken care of by our town government. Okay, we pay taxes. They take that tax money and help repair things. That's how it works, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to continue. The next thing we're going to talk about after this is going to be the branches of the government. This is where I mistakenly earlier said the branches when I meant levels. The branches of government, this can get confusing, so we're going to dive into that next. Stay tuned, guys. Thinking of the different branches of government, I drew that tree at the beginning to make a point. Think of all of the branches of government all being important. They all need each other to survive, okay? They try to make sure not any one of the branches has a lot of power. So you're gonna learn a lot about that. However, I believe one of the assignments for your social studies this week and next week is you have read about the 3 levels of government in America: federal, state, and local. In your opinion, which level of government is most important? Pretty much the same question I asked you earlier. I've asked it to you a few times. Next question. Can America be a successful country without all 3 levels of government? And explain in a few paragraphs using evidence from the article as support. This article also goes into types of governments. Remember, we're a representative democracy. There are all different types of governments on the planet in different countries. Different countries have all different types. So just remember that the one that we're talking about right now with our 3 branches, executive, legislative, and judicial, are part of a representative democracy in the United States. Okay. All right, please make sure you comment on the video, comment in teams. Let me know if you need help with anything. Stay tuned. Beginning next week, there will be a reading lesson and probably another math lesson. I am going to continue to make content when you need it, when you want it. I'm going to make content regardless, but I want it to be steered by you. Okay, so you need to let me know. This video is dedicated to Ivy. Thank you for letting me know you wanted some help on this. All right, guys. Till next time, later.